Now, I've got little Kate with me today. I want to give you an update on her. She came in last week. We're actually going to take her for a bath, which is where she's on her way to. If you remember, she came in with little, a couple of days after Leonardo, her brother, but she's still in a very bad state. If you look down at her skin, it's really, really bad, but she's been recovering. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. The recovery is actually really, really fantastic. If you look, I don't know if you can see that, Earth, but if you look at the skin, the fur is starting to come back. She's a golden brown down on her paws, for example, and just on her little face. But she's also very, very sick. I mean, I've just picked her up and I'm already covered in dead skin. She's a funny one because she likes being held like this, but then when you put her down, she gets very, very scared. But her skin is like full of pimples and cuts, and actually since she came in, 2 of her teeth have fallen out. Her little baby teeth. I don't know if they're still there. No, they're gone. Her new teeth are growing back in. So teeth on both sides came in. And if you remember, she was so hard to catch. So she's been very, very stressed, but she's starting to come around. I want to take her down for a little bath here. Jam's going to help us. And we've got Leonardo also coming for a bit of moral support. Her brother has been really, really good for her since she got here. But this is not her favorite time, getting a bath. You can see like her skin is really like, there's no fur there, but if you look down on some tiny bits, you can see that it's starting to grow. Here comes Leonardo. He was actually the same, I would say. If not, he wasn't quite as bad, but you can see, come here Leonardo, you can see Leonardo's skin has really started, like his fur is coming in so fast, and I'll explain why his is coming back faster. He's just a bit healthier basically. Okay, let's give her a little gentle wash. She's very, very nervous. You can see her head is down. She doesn't love the water. If you love dogs as much as we do, you love to spread the word about it. One thing that you can do to help us is just hit the subscribe button down below. It takes you 1 second and it genuinely does help spread the word about the street dogs all over the world. But this is basically a medical bath. So it's more of a gentle pat than a bath actually, but she's learned to sort of grin and bear it. She's actually very, very good. Leonardo's not given much moral support. He's more interested in the flowers. But this is just a gentle wash, and really, her skin is basically covered in bacterial infections, fungal infections. One thing that we have to be really careful about is she has, I'll do the bottom, you can do the top. She has really low platelets, which means that her blood is really, really thin. So if she was to get a cut, or, you know, in a fight or anything like that, we'd be really worried that she could bleed to death. It's that serious, it really is. All we do is keep her very, very safe. She lives with Leonardo. I feel like she's really, really nervous since she got in. I mean, she is, but having him here has really helped. You can see her tail is tucked between her legs. That just shows you how nervous she is. Like when they tuck their tail down like that, it means she's terrified. But this stuff is, I mean, I don't know what the brand is, but this is the one we always use. Is like a medicated foam. It just goes on her, and you can see the fur starting to come back here, which is really, really nice. But once that's massaged in now, what we have to do is we have to wait for 15 minutes. So we're just going to stop and leave it on her for 15 minutes because
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and it works its magic. That's why it's grown back so fast. So she's also got blood parasites in her blood, and the reason Leonardo got so much better so much faster is just he wasn't quite as bad as her to start off with, and he's a little bit healthier. Let me just grab Leonardo actually. Have you got her? Yeah. Come here Leonardo. Yeah, you can see he's also a totally different character. He's much more outgoing and fun, and he doesn't I think he's just a lot more social. You can see his fur. I think he's 2 weeks ahead of her. She will start to come back in the same way that he has, but he was in a really, really bad way, and already it's only 1 week, 8 days since he came in, and he's already looking unbelievable. So that's what little Rose is going to look like, and eventually give him another 2 or 3 weeks, he's going to have loads of fur. So, and there are 4 other brothers and sisters that weren't as bad. We kept out in the community where we gave them baths, so we'll go back and check on them later in the week. But they weren't as bad as these 2, so they have medicines and hopefully they'll be getting better. So we're going to leave this on for a little bit and then we'll wash her off, and we're going to put a bandana on her. There you go, darling. Whoa. It wasn't so bad. I think she was very brave actually. A lot better than the first time. The first time she was screaming and stuff, but you can see how raw her skin is still in places. There's little cuts there and it's really improved so much. But this is a dog who's still in pain, but not as much as she was before. Do you want to see your little sister? That's what she's going to look like in about, give her another 2 weeks and little Rose will be looking like that as well. So 2 wonderful dogs. You need to look after her, Leonardo. You need to show her the world, mister. Now, we're going to put her back in for the day. We're not doing much more than that. She's getting some medicines at the moment, which are called Doxy, to get rid of all the stuff in her blood. And she's also, what else is she getting? She's getting blood support and obviously the medical baths. But the most important, I know this is not going to make her better, but I always feel good when we do this, is putting her little bandana on. So this is the first time she's ever had a bandana on, and I like to think it just gives her a bit of like dignity. It shows that really that's it, she's made it, she's safe, she's got a name, she's got her own bandana, she's got her little brother beside her, big brother beside her, and I think pink is really going to suit her. You're going to have to show us what you look like, madam, in pink. She's too nervous to show us off, but I think it probably looks very pretty, does she? Good girl, aren't you? Okay, let's get you back in, boys and girls. You've had enough. You've had enough. Come on, mister. He's so good, isn't he? He's a really good boy. Yes, that's the dogs. Nothing more to say. A subscribe and a like would be massively appreciated. And they're back in there. You can see she loves it. This is the real soft gang. This is Butterscotch and Leonardo and little Kate.